Maxine Waters had to cancel a bunch of events because she was threatened. She released a statement. She said, as the president has continued to lie and falsely claim that I encouraged people to assault his supporters, while also offering a veiled threat that I should be careful, even more individuals are leaving threatening messages and sending hostile mail to my office. She had to cancel 2 events, one in Texas, one in Alabama, and she's received threats of shooting, lynching, and serious bodily harm. I mean, she's a sitting congresswoman. Like, people are threatening to kill her, to lynch her. It's one of the most horrifying. I mean, has this happened before?
Well, I think we should, I mean, obviously he's responsible for what he said about Maxine Waters. He knows exactly what he's saying. There's a reason he obsesses over her. It's not, she's not a random congresswoman. There's something about her for some reason that he focuses on. She had previously, I apologize if you were gonna get to this. She had previously received death threats that resulted in charges of a San Pedro man back in the end of last year. Maybe he didn't know about that, maybe he did, maybe he doesn't care. Either way. But in terms of this violent rhetoric,
just don't be coy. I mean, he is, look, they picked immigration for a reason. They separated those kids for a reason. They see polls. They saw, things got a little close last month. Now Democrats back up 6-7 points. They see where he's headed, and they thought, we need our base fired up. They picked immigration, and now he's going out there and mentioning that, oh, please, please keep Maxine Waters, who he threatened, lied about first, turned into someone who had suggested she'd had violent rhetoric, leading to a story I know we'll get to Sean Hannity actually blaming her for the attack at the Capitol Gazette. And now he says that the focus of the Democratic Party is Maxine Waters, right? Interesting that he would choose her, and Nancy Pelosi. I mean, it reflects what is, I think it's blatant, it's not subtle, it is misogyny and racism, and they dovetail perfectly with Maxine Waters.
And I just want to briefly mention, in terms of the double standard for their interpretation of rhetoric and what counts as violent, so she said to call out government officials, and that has been pitched every single day by Sean Hannity and by all the others as an explicit call to violence. Yesterday, Sean King and I got into a beef with Dana Loesch of the NRA on Twitter when Sean King found a video of her saying that she loves to see journalists get curb stomped and they're the rat bastards of America. And she said that's being taken out of context. That we weren't, the video was out of context. So then I responded. No. So I responded with the literal words of her tweet, and she has yet to respond after previously responding several times. It's weird that she ran away at that point. But think about that saying you want them to be curb stomped, a particular call in popular culture. Where do you know curb stomping from?
American History X.
American History X. That is the only place most people know of. That's not a random thing that she chose there. She knows the racial connotations there. She chooses to use it. And that is not the only time that she herself has threatened journalists with videos saying their time is up, we're coming for you, and all of that. And so when it comes to both these, the politicians and the media, there's the violent rhetoric, inevitably violence flows. We can't necessarily connect the two, but we do see the connection, and we know how the right covers for them after the fact. There's no soul searching. There's no Dana Loesch saying, I really chose my words poorly. I won't do that in the future. Trump isn't saying, I won't call them the enemy of the people in the future. None of that is going on, which means that while they may not want to be held responsible for the actions that have already taken place, they are condoning future actions.
I think when you say you want people to be curb stomped, some journalists who are the worst, basically that was, I'm paraphrasing. But
rat bastards of the earth.
Rat bastards of the earth, that counts as the worst, yeah. Rat bastards would be pretty low. So her Twitter handle is, make of this what you will. Nationally syndicated host, best-selling author, Second Amendment advocate, born for the storm. Like, I don't know. I don't use the phrase storm. I find it interesting.
Would she be at the front of the storm?
It seems like she might be that the storm front, the front of the storm would be what she might be referring to.
Can I just a brief piece of trivia?
Sure.
TYT trivia, I apologize. So you can't see it, but you're on her Twitter page, and her header photo, what is it? It's a protest sign, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
that says what? It says
Dana Loesch hates ice cream.
Yeah, do you know who's holding up that sign?
No.
Ricky Strum.
Is that right?
I swear to God. Anyway,
wow.
I apologize for derailing the conversation, but Dana Loesch has you can't see him there, but it's his sign from a protest.
The reason why I don't believe that is because I don't think Ricky would spell her name correctly.
So Ricky is the host of TYT Sports, which you should check out either on our app, tyt.com/app, or on youtube.com/TYT Sports.
Anyway,
so
weird
now I'm back to Donald Trump keeping us safe. I thought the Muslim ban was going to keep us safe, but yet there's massacre after massacre. I thought that his getting tough on the border, in which he referenced, oh, I'm going to go after the immigrants. The immigrants are causing the problems. Remember the last time an immigrant crossed the border and then massacred people?
Yeah, I don't.
Oh, right, I don't.
Can I tell you a stat that I found amazing? I apologize if you said it on the show yesterday. In that shooting at the Gazette, a white man killed more people in that act than all of the Americans who've been killed by people crossing over from the countries on the Muslim ban list
All
in
of
the
them
entirety
combined.
of the time.
Yeah, and that's
I don't mean yesterday, I mean for all time.
And that's not to say that there's something wrong with white people. I don't know if you can tell John is white. Okay, he just said
I've
that,
tried to
right?
change, but
So white.
Right. Now, what it does say, okay, because the right wing are snowflakes, and so the minute you even say the word white, no, reverse racism, I need a safe space. No, we're pointing out your stupidity that you say, oh, the Muslims, they're the real problems. Is it the Muslims? No, it doesn't look like it's the Muslims. One white guy alone killed more than everyone on the Muslim ban list. Anybody who would ever come from any of those countries combined. We're not saying it's white people's fault. We're just asking you not to be stupid and say it's Muslim people's fault or Latinos' fault. That's demagoguery. Yes, that's racism and bigotry. When in reality, we don't have an ethnic problem in this country. We have a gun problem in this country. 2 easy ways to follow the Young Turks. One is hit the subscribe button down below. Then you're a TYT subscriber. And second is ring the bell. And when you do that on YouTube, you're notified of our videos.